So since you think they've been on a roll as of late over the last 2 to 3 weeks, you would think that, they would keep it going considering that fans are on their way back. They've got a pay-per-view coming up, you know, all those things. That didn't quite happen on tonight's edition of Monday Night Raw. I want to welcome everyone back to the Within the Ropes podcast with me, BrianTronic. Hope everybody had a good weekend, good holiday. Everybody barbecued and ate good and, did all types of stuff. God bless America. We're going to get right into it. They had a little Monday Night Raw side of the Money in the Bank ladder match get together on Miz TV. It started off with the Miz and Morrison, then interrupted by Drew McIntyre and Ricochet and Riddle, right before AJ Styles and Omos came out. Omos knocked the ladder right from up under Riddle. Riddle lands and he kind of hurts his a right ankle, which last week I thought was a knee, but it was in fact the ankle. Which is cool. I like to see Riddle selling the ankle. I think he may be overselling it a little bit, but it's still cool to see him selling it. So yeah, that happened, and then Omos picked up the ladder, threw it on the outside. AJ would proceed to kick Riddle right in the ankle, which then led to Ricochet pushing AJ, and then all of a sudden, everybody's brawling. Omos was on the outside, but then as he comes back in, he gets hit with a clothesline from Drew McIntyre, and this does nothing but sets up the match, which we already knew was happening. It was scheduled, Ricochet versus John Morrison. In another good match. I don't think it really topped their last match last week, but it was a good match. Morrison went on to get the victory via countout after what looked like a botch. It looked like Ricochet went to go do a cross body over the top rope to Morrison as he was on the apron, but they both came crashing down with the Miz. Or they both came crashing down, and then the Miz would sort of block Ricochet from getting in the ring after Morrison had rolled in, which led to a countout victory, and John Morrison wins. Here we go, starting off the show with some shenanigans. I liked the match, didn't like it better than last week's, but I hated the finish this week because it's kind of a play off of what happened last week. We saw Ricochet go off the top rope, cross body onto, John Morrison over the barricade, double count out. Now, this time, it almost seemed like they tried to recreate that, but, Ricochet got caught up. So yeah, I'm not too sure, man. I don't know what the idea or the situation is, but they already announced a rematch with the two again next week in a last man standing match. I don't know if they're going to be able to top the one with Kevin Owens and Sami Zayn from SmackDown, but we'll see. We'll see what happens. I need Ricochet to fucking change them pants, change them jeans, and get back into some tights. Give me a theme, give me something, Spider-Man, something, do something. Those British Bulldog jeans gotta go for sure. We get in a video from earlier in the day, Jinder Mahal pulls up on his Undertaker bike. He's greeted by Shaky and Veer, and then approached by Kevin Patrick, and he asked Jinder about his match against Drew later in the night. Mentions that he texted Drew and took Drew 3 days to respond, and when he did, he responded with, "Sorry, bro, too busy," and used the number 2 instead of to TOO. And he says that's why he demanded a match with him. If that's not the dumbest reason to demand a match with someone, I don't know what it is. You should be demanding a match because you didn't get an opportunity to get in the Money in the Bank ladder match. I mean, I would think that would be more than enough reason for anybody to demand any kind of match, right? I mean, I'd be demanding to speak to whoever's in charge in regards to why I didn't get the opportunity to be in a Money in the Bank ladder match. I don't think I'd be too mad about the fact that Drew McIntyre spelled 2 with the number 2 instead of TOO. It was funny, but I just can't take Jinder Mahal serious. And wrestling fans, I know you probably don't and can't take him serious either. We go on to another backstage segment with Nia, Jax, Shayna Baszler, and Reginald. He sees Alexa in the background, and he tells Nia and Shayna to turn around. They turn around to find nobody. Shayna then says he's a mostly grown man, and he's screaming at shadows in the hallway. I still think this pairing is ridiculous. I think that they need to split them up. I think it's time to go, time to pack it up. It's time to get rid of it. It's time to let everybody go their separate ways because this is just dumb. And that's pretty much all I got to say about that whole segment. Right before the 8-woman tag team match, we got a backstage segment in Gorilla. And I don't know if these type of situations will continue. I don't know. Correct me if I'm wrong. Was stuff like this still going on prior to the pandemic? Like, were they having backstage segments in the back, like right before they go out the curtain? Maybe they were. I don't know. Maybe they were. Naomi tells Nikki Ash that she loves the new look and she loves the new name. Nikki Ash says that she's finally believing in herself and that she's going to win Money in the Bank. Naomi then says, don't get your hopes up because I'm going to win the Money in the Bank. Asuka then says she's going to win the Money in the Bank for a second year in a row. Nikki's theme hits and she gets super excited. She's like, oh my God. She says when she hears it, she feels like she's coming to save the day. Then Alexa Bliss pops up and she says something that I completely couldn't hear because the music in the fake crowd was too loud. So there's that. But yeah, 8-woman tag team match. Naomi, Asuka, Nikki Ash, and Alexa Bliss versus Nia Jax, Shayna Baszler, Eva Marie, and Doudrop. This match starts with Eva tagging in. And then she tags out after a quick tussle with Naomi. After watching this match and watching Eva, I don't know if they're intentionally making her seem like she can't wrestle or that she's dumb or I know the gimmick. I know it. I know the gimmick. I understand that, she's supposed to like just stay away from whatever type of competition in ring, whatever, right? But when she was in there putting the boots, it seemed like she doesn't really know how to wrestle that good. And it concerns me for the future. I don't know. More Bliss hypnosis on Reginald before Baszler pulls her off the apron and then runs her right into the barricade super hard. I thought that was amazing. Another spot, Doudrop was late to make a save when Naomi had Baszler pinned. So that part looked a little ugly. Clearly could have been a 1-2-3. I believe Baszler had lifted a shoulder, though, just to be on the safe side. So that's good, at least. Doudrop proceeded to do a cannonball on the corner to Naomi before getting caught in the code breaker by Asuka. And then Nikki hit a crossbody on Baszler and a pin before Eva breaks it up. Nikki Ash rolls Baszler up in a cradle, but doesn't realize that Nia was tagged in. Nia hits the Samoan drop for the 1-2-3 and the win. Naomi avoids getting pinned yet again, which is a good thing, right? I mean, You want her to look completely strong in the match, and I believe that this is Nikki Ash being pinned for the first time since changing her name and changing her gimmick. So it's pretty. I mean, it's an interesting stat. I don't know if anyone's paying attention to that, but I did. Eva Marie then grabs the microphone and she announces that she is the winner of the match. Eva Marie. Sorry. We get another backstage segment with Kevin as he interrupts MVP and Lashley, and MVP goes off on him. He's like, "How do you keep getting back here? Or why do you keep showing up?" Or some shit like that. He asks them why did he change the match to a tag team instead of just a one-on-one between Woods and Lashley. MVP says Woods doesn't deserve to be in the ring with the champ. Lashley says blah, 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 blah. And, he pretty much just says what he always says, talking about the Hurt Business and talking about being the almighty WWE champion. And you pretty much, you watched it. You know what the fuck he said. Typical Hurt Business interview. The next match we get is Mansoor against Ali. I was waiting for this one. I was hoping for this one. I hope they run it back on the pre-show. Maybe. I don't know. It would have been nice to have them in this Money in the Bank ladder match, or at least one of them. Maybe next year. Pretty good match. Like I said, Mansoor, I don't know if he was undefeated still heading into this match. I don't remember. Maybe he wasn't. I don't know. Ali gets his leg caught in the ropes. At first, I initially thought that he did it on purpose. But it looks as though he did not, or at least didn't intend for it to look like it was on purpose. But it looked like it was on purpose. Mansoor goes to help him out, and then Ali cradles him for the pin and the win. And as he's leaving the ring, he says, "The high road will get you so far." And I like this. I absolutely like Ali mentoring. In a way, it's mentoring, Mansoor. I think Mansoor, if they keep the story going, I think this has the perfect opportunity to either build Mansoor up to be a big baby face, obviously Ali a big heel, by screwing over Mansoor or seeming like he's here to help him, but he's really not. He's here to kind of hold him down. So it all makes sense to me. Drew McIntyre cuts a pre-match promo before his match with Jinder Mahal, tells another boring-ass story that I again, just don't understand. So, who fucking cares, dude? Oh, man, I feel so bad for Drew because it's like, while I think that he's not as boring and as bad as everybody says he is, I really, truly think that Drew McIntyre needs something. He needs something else going on. Stop trying to be John Cena. Stop trying to be John Cena. But we get McIntyre versus Jinder Mahal. The match ends in a disqualification due to interference from Shanky. And at the end of this match, all three men attack Drew. Shanky, Drew McIntyre, and Veer. They throw Drew McIntyre into the middle rope ring post, and then Jinder hits the Colossus. And then he steals the Claymore. Yes, he stole Drew McIntyre's sword. So maybe we get, I don't know, more Jinder and McIntyre in the future. Who knows? Who cares? Kevin Patrick interviews the New Day backstage prior to their match with the Hurt Business. Typical New Day interview. Kofi talking about the beef and back and forth and the roasting that he's doing to MVP. Same with Xavier Woods saying that, hey, he said I wouldn't be back after being in Hell in a Cell with the almighty WWE champion, but I'm here. Typical New Day. This was surprising. T-Bar and Mace were on Raw tonight. They had a tag team match against Lucha House Party, and they lost. Pretty fucking embarrassing, if you ask me. Pretty bad. I think T-Bar and Mace should be the new APA or something like them. I mean, no one can replace the APA or even come close to being like the APA. But they're strong, they're powerful, they're big. I mean, it could work. And I know you wrestling fans out there, I know you probably agree. I've seen some murmurs and some talks and some chatters and some tweets out there saying that they should do so. So, hey, maybe they'll listen to us for once, right? We get a backstage little moment between Riddle and Damian Priest having a chat. That was pretty funny. Riddle is funny. He's extra funny these days, which I like. I like when he's, having a good time and he's funny and doing his thing. But then we get Riddle versus AJ Styles. In this match, Styles was really working the ankle, the leg, the knee. In this match, we even got to see Omos swipe Riddle right up under his feet, hitting the ankle. Again, Riddle was hitting moves or really couldn't hit moves that he's normally used to hitting because of the ankle injury, and he still had it all wrapped up and taped up. So that was cool. I like, again, it was a little bit of oversell, but I'm glad he's at least, doing something. So, like I said, Omos swipes Riddle right from under his feet, and then we get a distraction from the Viking Raiders, which eventually leads to Riddle getting a roll-up victory over AJ Styles as he had his focus on Omos and trying to tell him, to back up, things like that. So, look, more shenanigans. I don't like the shenanigans. It's too much. It really is. It's too much. I don't like it. Can we get some? And it's been, it was a lot of roll-ups on Raw tonight. A shit ton of roll-ups. It was like, damn. Can we at least go a week? I mean, again, I'll give him credit. The last 2 or 3 weeks have been fine, but tonight's Raw was just off. It was full of roll-up victories and disqualifications and all type of shit. It was it takes away from the great matches that we see. It was a lot of good matches, a lot of good in-ring work tonight, but shitty finishes. It just doesn't make any sense. But then like I said, Riddle would get the win. He's celebrating up on the ramp with the Viking Raiders. They then announced the Viking Raiders are going to challenge. Before they challenge for the tag titles next week, Omos and AJ Styles are going to have separate singles matches against Ivar and I forgot the other guy's name. Oh my God, I forgot the other guy's name. Eric. There we go. I knew Ivar and Eric are fighting Omos and Styles in singles matches. So yeah. Next segment we got was from the Queen City. The Queen, Charlotte Flair, in the ring to give a medical update while on one crutch, okay? Because Rhea Ripley wanted to be a cheapskate. Cheap shot the Queen. Okay? She says that the NBA has been in turmoil after losing AD and James Harden to injuries, and that she might have to miss Money in the Bank because Rhea Ripley is scared to lose the title. She resorted to using Charlotte's own move. Really? Are you that inspired? Are you that scared of the Queen City? You got to use the chop block? Oh, you just got to you got to be like the best, right? You want to be like the best. I see what you're doing, Rhea. I see. She got to be like the best. She says the only way that she can get past her is if she takes her out completely. And she says nobody is better than Charlotte Flair. And I told you. I told you guys. Yeah, nobody is better than Charlotte Flair. Nobody. And I stand on that. Rhea Ripley comes out. You know, she hits her little theme music hits, and she comes out and she's mocking the queen now. You're mocking the queen. Coming out on a crutch, limping around all the way to the ring. She finally gets in there and she tells Charlotte that she did exactly what she would have done. And as she's doing that now, and by obviously you're copying the queen because the queen is obviously hurting, right? The queen is obviously out of commission and you're going to mock her? She said that she's being a drama queen. Well, duh. She's the Queen City. What you expect? I'd be upset too if somebody chop blocked me using my move trying to take me out. It's because you're scared. Don't be. Just get better. They both kick the crutch from up under each other, and then they have a little brawl. And I can see the fear in Rhea Ripley's eyes. She's like, oh my God, she really isn't hurt. I thought she was. Yeah, you thought she was hurt, didn't you? Let me tell you something. I'm going to say this again. I'm going to keep saying this. Charlotte Flair in 2 weeks, okay? Literally 1 week from Sunday. Charlotte Flair is going to recapture the Raw Women's Championship, and she will be Women's Champion for the 14th time. I already know my prediction on that. It's a spoiler. I know what's going to happen. Y'all do too. That's why you love the Queen so much. That was a cool segment. That was probably Rhea Ripley's best segment with Charlotte, or with anyone for that matter, ever since being called up. The next match we got was R-Truth and Jaxson Ryker versus Elias and Cedric Alexander in an absolutely horrible match. Truth got distracted and left Jaxson Ryker to go chase after the 24/7 title. Elias just stepped away from Cedric Alexander, which sort of made it a one-on-one match. And Jaxson Ryker picked up the victory over Cedric Alexander. Yeah. I don't know about that one. I don't know about that one. But yeah, Cedric, man, I'm sorry. That sucks. Shelton Benjamin was also seen running after the 24/7 title. So that sucks. Man. Why'd they break up the Hurt Business again? I don't know. But the main event that was being, of course, heavily talked about and advertised all night. The New Day versus the Hurt Business, MVP, and the almighty WWE champion, Bobby Lashley. This one was good. I didn't expect anything different. Of course, you got the WWE champion in there, MVP, who's just amazing in his own. And in the New Day, Kofi Kingston, former WWE champion. I mean, come on, what do you expect? This match, again, was good, and I was happy at the outcome. Kofi Kingston hits the Trouble in Paradise after reversing MVP. Tried to go for a what is it called? The fucking Rough Rider, or he tried for, I forgot what the damn move is called. I said Rough Rider. It looks like he's going for a Rough Rider. I don't know, man. Who fucking knows? He tried to go for it though, and it was reversed into a Trouble in Paradise. And Xavier Woods took out Bobby Lashley at ringside, so he can't break up the pin. Kofi would pick up the victory clean over MVP, as he should be winning clean almost every time, especially heading into a WWE Championship match at Money in the Bank. And that's pretty much it. New Day on top. Interested to see what happens going forward. But yeah, that's it. That's pretty much everything that happened on Monday Night Raw tonight. Like I said, wasn't the best of Raws. They had 3 weeks in a row, roughly, to that was entertaining, that was progressive, that was going forward, just to go, you know, a few steps backwards this week. But hey, shit like that happens. Take it with a grain of salt. I don't complain and bitch and cry and go on social media and go, man, fuck WWE. I'm canceling my subscription to USA Network. Fuck this. I don't do that. It's not that big of a deal. I really don't care that much. You know, not every episode of your favorite TV show is going to be good. Remember that, kids. Remember that, boys and girls. Not every episode of your favorite TV show is going to be good. They had two or three episodes in a row that was good. Give them credit. Give them credit. All right? Fans on the way back. So, you know, hopefully they'll switch it up and make sure they have a more consistent show. Hopefully. I hope. So that's it. I appreciate you guys tuning in, listening. Make sure you guys follow me on the socials at Within the Ropes on Twitter and Instagram. Within the Ropes on Twitter and Instagram and Twitter. And I will be back for NXT, Great American Bash. I was going to do predictions, but I was like, man, I ain't going to do no fucking predictions. Ain't even no pay-per-view. Who cares? It's not a pay-per-view. It is what it is. So, yeah, I'm excited for Great American Bash. It's NWO week, so that's interesting. That's cool. NWO week. I'm going to give since we're at the end of the show here, I'm going to, my most memorable moments, I'm going to give a memorable moment here about the NWO. It was when Lex Luger went to the limousine that was outside. I forget which Nitro it was. But it was revealed that they thought it was Sting, but it was in fact the NWO Sting. They thought Sting had joined the NWO. This was right before Fall Brawl 96, I believe, where it was Team WCW versus NWO. So that was a cool NWO moment. And another NWO moment was shortly after Hogan had won the title at Hog Wild. And he spray painted the belt for the very first time. I believe was the Disciple, the Booty Man. He brought Hogan a cake, right? Or am I tripping? Was that the year after? I don't know if it was Hogan's birthday. I don't know. That's another moment as well. Whenever that was, I don't know if that was Hog Wild, the first one, or if that was the one that Luger was on. Because I know Luger won the title on Nitro, and then it was Road Wild, I believe. Or was it Hog Wild? Who fucking knows, man? It was Road Wild, Hog Wild. They're both the same thing. They just changed the name. I don't know. One was short-lived. I know that much. But, yes, I have more NWO moments, but I'll save that for the end of the week. Again, please make sure you follow me on all socials at Within the Ropes. Don't forget. And thanks for listening, guys. I really appreciate it. Each and every one of you that tune in and that support and that listen. And even though you watch the show, and I do too, you listen to my perspective. You listen to how I feel about shit, and I appreciate it. I'll be back for. Oh, I'm sorry. That's my phone. Sorry, I made a lot of noise there. I'll be back for Great American Bash. Everybody, have a good one.